Kwan. I'm a Rochester City resident, and I'm a Unitarian Universalist minister. So my faith teaches me that all people are good and worthy of love and dignity, and we believe that the only hell that exists is the hell that we create for each other, all too easily here. So you've heard firsthand tonight, and have among you firsthand experience of the disproportionate and violent response by Rochester police to protesters and to Black people over the last 70 years, if not 200. So I don't need to tell you about being tear gassed while in my clerical collar, while walking away from a line of police officers. I don't need to tell you about being with high schoolers from my church who had to flush chemical weapons out of their eyes, about holding the hands of a protester who was bleeding from her face after being hit with the canister. I don't need to tell you about people coming to me with confession and parents making me promise that I would tell their children that they loved them because they were so scared when they turned the corner with water bottles and Tupperware shields and found armored vehicles and dogs and police officers dressed for war. Didn't need to tell you any of that, but I'm a preacher, so I did. And you know the difference between protesters with water bottles and Tupperware shields and the militarized response that we saw from the police force. You're smart, capable people. You don't hold a position like yours unless you understand something about power. And I want to thank you for the decisions that you made yesterday, the thought processes that I see you all publicly working through when you shift your thinking away from what you thought wouldn't be possible and now suddenly is. And I want to encourage you to use everything in your power to continue to defund the police officers, not as individuals. We might even think about further funding the emotional and mental and spiritual support services for them. You had a psychologist tell you earlier about the levels of trauma that they live with and the ways in which defunding the police allows us to invest in our communities. The speaker 4 or 5 back, he was a little befuddled by what felt like a sea change. And that is an invitation, I think, to you. This need not be a temporary trend. Our moral imaginations make room for different possibilities. You all have seen the hell present among us. There's not a leader in this city, in your position or mine, who doesn't on a daily basis hold stories of pain and struggle that doesn't need to continue to happen. If hell's present among us, so too are glimpses of paradise. You have power among you, levers you can pull.
That's time.
Thank you.
Kevin Stewart.